How are you with the heat?
Wow.
All right. We'll be in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Read up your phone, you're going to read that tonight. Oh, come on. Let's read it right. Let it read. Get there with you.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1 in Hebrew. Waya Deborah, Yahweh, Allah, Al, Mashah, La'amor, verse 2. Debar, Al, Banya, Yasharala, Wa'amora, Wa'amoratha, Alahon, Mawaidaya, Yahweh, Asherah, the Quara Wa, the Quara Athon, Maquara Ya, Quadashah, Quadash, Allah, Hon, Alahayim, Ma'idaya, verse 3. Shashata, Yum, Yum, the I.S.U.P.K, Shaha, Mala'aka, Yabayawon, Hashabaya, Shabbath one, Maquara, Kodash, Kal, Malakah, La'a, the I.S.U.P.K, Shabbath, Hawa, La Yahweh, Bakal, Mawash, Bathar, Yakum, Pa, verse 4. Allah, Mawaidaya, Yahweh, Maquara Ra'aya, Quadash, Ashar, the Quara Wa, Athon, Bumwa'idam, Dama, verse 5. Bakadash, Hara, one. Ba'ara, Ba'itha, I.S.U.P.K, Akadash, Kayan, Bayan, Ha'ai, Bayan, Pasaka, La Hawa, La Yahweh, verse 6. Wabaka Shahar, Aishar, Yawam, Lakadash, Hawa, Hazah, Kaga, Kamtazawa, La Yahweh, Shabaitha, Yum, Matazawath, Tha'ar, Kalawa, verse 7, last verse, by Yawam, Hakasha 1, Makwara, Quadash, Yahweh, Yahya, Lakum, Kal, Mala'aka, Kaf, Ibara, Ibada, La'a, Thaishawa.
This brother hand. You gotta understand, man. You come up here in the I.S.U.P.K, coming back to your culture, man, and you come up in this Sabbath service like the thumb, like y'all coming and being the priest and officer of 5,000 Maraz class. We learn our language, man. The Lashawan Kodash, man. Study that Hebrew. Like, this is our language. Everybody has their language, their culture, but this is ours. I mean, you got the so-called Jew masquerading as us right now, and what they speak in Malachi is Yiddish. They're not even speaking Hebrew. Right. You know what I mean? What Mathumyah was just reading was Hebrew, and it was excellent. You know what I mean? But now, can you read it in the English for the Bible for sure? Leviticus 23 and 1 through 7?
Leviticus chapter 21, chapter 23, and verse 1.
In the English.
In the English. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of Unleavened, the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. Verse 3, since 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
The 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. Meaning on the 7th day, you know what I mean, you ought to do no servile work. Now, I know a lot of us slave, you know what I mean, but that's not pertaining to what this is talking about. We are in captivity right now, and the oppressor is the one at fault for making everybody work on Saturdays, to work on the Sabbath. Keep reading.
And holy convocation, ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. Verse 4, these are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. in the 14th day of the first month, at even is the Lord's Passover.
And let's give the Lord's Passover a hand too. We went down to Raleigh, North Carolina, and guess what? Guess what? And we rocked it out in the convention center, Shabar Zakir. We was rocking it out. And what we got to understand too, that is a glorious thing. When it says to proclaim, you know what I mean, these feasts and their seasons, like this is the seasons, you know what I mean? Like this right here is the Passover that we just got done celebrating. 14th day in the month of Abib, meaning this is the so-called New Year. Not New Year's in January. This is the so-called New Year's, man, when it begins with the Lord's Passover, where the Lord delivered us from the Hamites and Africans, man. And they tried to stop us too, Malaki. They was talking about black extremists that come to Raleigh, North Carolina. They talked about, you know what I mean, the separatists are coming, it's wrong, it's evil. They even called us the black KKK, and we ain't never lynched nobody. We ain't killed nobody. We ain't disenfranchised nobody. All we did was take our, you know what I mean, our identity back with some y'all. And they had the nerve to talk about us. Meanwhile, some of the Southern Poverty Law Center has declared them a national hate group. And guess what? The Southern Poverty Law Center is a real hate group. Right. One of their lawyers went down to Atlanta, Georgia, to one of those little police headquarters and threw Margatel cocktails, you know what I mean, at the police. Goddamn it, though. That would make them the hate group. Right. What we did, man, was go down there in the spirit of brotherhood and unity, man, that you'll never see in the world. Your family members right now are celebrating Easter Sunday in their church and their Sunday best right now, not realizing that they're not serving the Most High, that the Most High hates Easter. Our King hates Easter, and Easter is not in the Bible. And that mistranslation that y'all see, man, that was when Christ was celebrating, ironically, the Passover. Right. Goes to show you, man, Christians don't understand the Bible. Muslims don't understand the Bible. If you want real understanding, you got to come into the I.S.U.P.K. under the mandatory. You got to come up in here to get your culture back, to get your identity back. Go ahead, unless you wanted to add. Let's keep going.
Verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread.
7 days you must eat unleavened bread. Now this right here, this speaking on me personally, Malaki. You know what I mean? Every year the feast of unleavened bread, man, forces me to lose a few pounds. Because you'd be surprised. Partizan, you laughing now. A lot of us consume yeast on a regular. Right. You're like, it's yeast, you know what I mean? And goddamn everything. You know what I mean? So give yourselves a hand too for keeping it. This is your first time. Getting that leavening out your crib, man. Eating, I mean, getting down. Because when we was coming out of Egypt, we was coming out of Egypt in great haste. In great haste, Akim. And I'm going to put it in the niggas of niggas terms. The Lord told Moses, go down there to Pharaoh. You know what I mean? He smoked the firstborn with the death angel. Man, and Moses came back to us. He was like, Akim, we out. Akwafium, we out. Right. We ain't have time, you know what I mean, to bake the bread and make all those delicious foods that we do. We had to eat the bread as is, man, in haste. And we remember that. We remember that every year after the Passover, man, because our Lord wants us to remember the time when we came out of Egypt, man, out of captivity. And we in captivity right now. So when you hear fake Israelites too, Malaki, because I heard a couple of them. Right. A couple of them talking about, you can't keep the Passover in captivity. You can't keep the high holy days of the Lord in captivity. If I recall, we spent so much time in captivity. That's the best time to keep these feast days, right. To keep these high holy days. The first time we kept the Passover and the feast, now made of unleavened bread, what was we coming out of? What was we in? Captivity. So what's the point of that? Goes to show you how unlearned and stupid they are. You're in the right place, Akim and Akwakim. You are in the class or in your respective zones or watching online. This is where you got to be. Right. And this is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the closing, where you had to eat for 7 days. You had to eat unleavened bread. Keep reading.
In the first day, ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work within, nor therein.
Now, I'm watching.
Like, and also everybody get themselves in hands to getting through them 7 days. Like talking to you, me myself, I had a dream. I ate a fried bread sandwich. Like, I don't know what it was, but bread on bread. I woke up like, man, this must be Satan. What that was.
Like, Satan was messing with me too. Satan was messing with me too. You know what I mean? I kept rolling past a certain chicken spot that I'm not gonna say the name of. You know what I mean? Satan definitely will test you. Like Malaki was saying, man, it's a glorious thing to keep these high holy days. But with that being said, the Thanyala. Come up and state your registry word.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man Shabbat.
Man Shabbat. You're going to say your name. I mean, your name and your tribes. You'll say the Thanyala, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'ala. You are a Judite, right?
Come.
All right. Sound Christ. State your registry.
Nathaniah, Abanya,
Ban Yahawada,
Howard,
Ban Yasha'ala.
Abanya Khan.
Nathaniah, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'ala. Now you salute us.
Yahweh Shem Shabrak. Thug.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Wait 1 second. Step up.
Gonna take him a lock in?
Leviticus 23rd chapter, verse 8. Waha Asha Yahweh Shabbat Yom Bayawam Hashab Yaaya Ma Kwadash Kal Malaakat Ibada La'a Ma Aisha Ma Ashwa, verse 9. Wayadabar Yahweh Al Masha La'amar, verse 10. The bar al banya yasha'ala wa amarath al alahum kaya taba'awa al ha'arataza ashar anya ban batham lakam wakwa taza ratham af kwa taza yara waha ba'atham af Imar Wa'ash Yaf Kwataza Yarakam Al Hakahan, verse 11. Wahan Yap Af Ha'amar La Punya Yahweh La Ra Tazakan Mama Harath Hashabath Yana Yapunwa HaKahan, verse 12. Wa'ash Yatham Bayawam Hana Yapkam Af Ha'amar Kabash Tamayam Ban Shana Thawa La Atha La Yahweh, verse 13. Wama Na Thawa Shanya Ishar Nayam Salaf Balawala Bashaman Asha La Yahweh Rayak Nayaha Wana Saka Yayan Ya Rabba Ya'af Hahayan, verse 14. Walaham Wakwalia Yaka Ramal La'a La Aklawa I Yatazam Hayawam Haza I Haba Ya'akam Af Kwaraban Al Hayakam Hakwaf Awalam La Daraf Yakum Bakal Masha Baf Yakum. I'm taking
Leviticus 23 and verse 8 on down to 14. Leviticus 23 and 8.
This is Leviticus chapter 28, verse 23, verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days, and the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, ye shall reap the harvest thereof. Then ye shall bring a shift, and then ye shall bring a shift of the first fruit of the harvest unto the priest. Verse 11. And ye shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, it's like the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. Verse 12. And ye shall offer that day when he waved the sheep and he lamb without blemish.
When it says you offer a he lamb without blemish, this is talking about a lamb without blemish, meaning a perfect lamb. Like you can't offer up, you know what I mean, some half-ass or deformed lamb. You got to give the Most High your best. You do. You know what I mean? You can't do that with the Most High because some people like to get over. The Lord is like, no, you got to offer a he lamb without blemish. This is talking about the feast of first fruits. But the Lord is going to give, you know what I mean, the first fruits of your harvest. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord.
Unto the Lord. You know what I mean? And another thing too, man, like which is so heavy about this, we go over it every year. We're going into it more detail when that high holy day come around. They make it seem like, you know what I mean, almost a collective that this is only talking about, you know what I mean, you know, the harvest, the corn or whatever. They try to make an excuse and not, you know what I mean, to pay tithes and give up their money. Right. Or the Lord wants, you know what I mean, to reap your first fruits. You know what I mean, your first fruit of everything. And the sad thing is, though, you got a lot of fake Israelites, you got a lot of Christians out there that don't understand it. And you try to get over it, and you can't get over it. And the thing is, you know what they do with that money collectors out there? You know what I mean? When they make that an excuse, so I can't give up my money. I can give up corn, I can give up this. I just found out recently they like to go to, you know what I mean, certain gentleman clubs and establishments in Funny Island. You know what I mean? They like the ones that wear the fringes on the t-shirts. They be up in the strip club a lot. That's where they money from. Not going to the Most High, not going to the I.S.U.P.K or the Commander GEN.YAHANNA. I get it, I understand. That's why y'all over there and we're over here doing the work of the Lord. Right. Keep going.
Verse 13. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 bills of fine flour mingled with oil.
We know.
An offering made by fire unto the Lord for a sweet savor.
Now listen, when it says, you know what I mean, a meat offering that shall be 1/10 of deals with fine flour mingled with oil. What is that talking about? This is the Lord talking about us doing what? You might want to guess. Go ahead.
Frying chicken.
Frying chicken. That's right. That's what the Lord is talking about, man. I heard some fake Israelites talk about, you know, chicken is a manufactured, you know what I mean, man-made animal and bird life. Like, stop getting high. The Lord is telling us here in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, Malachi. I'm glad you came back up for this part. And the 13th verse, you know what I mean? It says the deals of fine flour and mingled with oil and offering by fire to the Lord for a sweet savor. That's the Lord telling us to fry chicken. Right. And I may or may not have been bringing fried chicken to every feast day since I was a young man. Right. Malachi don't even gotta call me or text me no more. Right. He just already has it down. Keep going, unless you wanted to add Malachi. Keep going.
Okay. And the drink offering thereof shall be made of wine.
And the drink offering shall be made of wine. Meaning this, you can drink. When you see the priest up here, you know what I mean, with the wine, and you know what I mean, with the strong drink, that is lawful. Don't let Christians tell you that drinking is unlawful. Now, if you are someone that drinks, you know what I mean, and can't control your liquor, and you want to fight and argue with the Akim and Akwafim, and then we got to escort you out of here, you don't need the drink. Drinking is unlawful to you. Right. And if you are one of those brothers, the Lord is going to deal with you. I pray you understand. You can't be no drunkard or no children. I'm not going to curse. You can't be, you know what I mean, a dishonorable bastard. You know what I mean, when you start to drink. You can't. Because if you are, Kalakazar is going to put you up out of here. Right. You don't want that. You don't want that. I pray you understand. Keep going.
Oh, God. The fourth part of a hin. Verse 14, and ye shall eat neither bread nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God. It shall be a statute forever.
Meaning it's going to be a statute forever. Meaning it's going to be with us forever. Meaning we have to keep keeping these high holy days and feast days. You at the end of it a little bit more. A little more.
Throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
That's it. Quatazar Karab.
You can have
State your name and your register.
Quatazar Karab, Ban Yahweh Da Ban Yasharala.
Quatazar Karab. Bon Yahweh, Bon Yashala.
Yahweh Ba Shimi Ashab Rakthum.
Yahweh Bashir Al Shabbat.
like part of the wait 1 second. So put this up off.
So why were you with the Hebrew? Quatazar?
Not right now, sir.
You got it.
Come. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 15. Wasa paratham lakam mama harath ha shabath mayawam haba ya'akam ath
Well, I appreciate it.
I more ha the nawapa shabai the water Shabbat Wata Tama Yamath Maha Yanha, verse 16. I Mama Harath Hashabath Hashab Ya so like Hashab Ya'ath the Shaparwa Ma Shayam Yawam Waha Kwar Batham Mana Ha Dasha La Yahweh, verse 17. Mama Wa Shab Thayakum Thaba Yahweh La Hum Tha Nawapa Shathayam Shanya Aishar Nayam Salah Laha Yayana Hamataza Ta Yana Ba Kawarium La Yahweh, verse 18. Waha Kwar Batham Al Halacham Shaba'ath Ka Bashim Tama Yama Banya Shana Wapar Ban Bakwar Akad Yalam Shanyam Yahayawa Ayla La Yahweh Wama Nachatham Wana Sak Yaham Asha Yarak Nayaha La Yahweh, verse 19. Wa'ashatham Sha'ayar Izayam Ha Achad Lacha Ta'ath Washanya Ba Kabashim Banya Shana La Zabak Shalayam, verse 20. Wakan Yap Habahan Atham Al Laham Ha Kawarium Than Wapa Lapunya Yahweh Al Shanya Kabashium Wadash Yahayawa La Yahweh La Kahan, verse 21. Wa Ra'atham Ba'atazam Hayawam Haza Mara'ath Kodah Shahaya Lakam Kal Mala'akaf Ibada La'a Ta'aishawa Hakwath Iwalam Bakal Mawa Shabathium Lada Rafikam. That's in the 7.
Come on, sweat.
I'm sorry, verse 15. English.
Khan. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 15. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall come, shall be complete. Verse 16. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days. And ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord. Verse 17. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2/10 deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto Yahweh.
They are the first fruits unto the Most High. This is talking about the feast of the first fruits. And we got to understand like the importance of that, man. Like when we first came into our land, which was a glorious thing, because you know, I mean, not everybody made it in. You know, Moses didn't even make it into the land of life. Like Moses did not make it in. Aaron did not make it in. Mary did not make it in. Like out of that generation, you know what I mean? After them was Joshua, you know what I mean, of the tribe of Ephraim, who was a Puerto Rican. Then you had Caleb, who was of the tribe of Judah. And again, too, like don't let fake Israelites, you know what I mean, fool you. They make it seem like this cannot be done. You can't keep these ancient feasts and these high holy days because it can be done. If I could, too, to show that this is also, because I know they also like to talk about the corn, Jumalaki. I just come and pay my tithes in corn, get my first fruits in that. I want to get one precept. Can I get Proverbs 3 and 9? Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 9. Because the important thing, right, is to show that everybody outside of the UPK is a fool. They're a fool. They don't understand the Bible. They don't have no understanding whatsoever. They are disobedient sons.
Right.
And that's okay. Like eventually, you know what I mean? We all going to have kids or have kids. Kids are going to be disobedient. You know what I mean? But they are still going to have to remember who their daddy is, who their father is. And that's the UPK. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 9.
Proverbs chapter 3 verse 9. Honor the Lord with thy substance and with the first fruits of all thine increase.
Honor the Lord with thy substance and with the first fruits of all thy increase. Not with just some of your increase.
Right.
Not with just a little bit of what you want to give. You got to honor the Lord with all of your increase. So when you come into it, man, you got to make sure the Lord gets his portion. It's only 10% of life.
Right.
Like, goddamn, like you can't give that. How selfish can you be? How selfish can you be? And you know what the sad thing is? When you was in the world, you know what I mean? Before you had any concept of the truth, you gave your pastor everything. You gave your imam everything. You gave the world all of you. All the Lord is asking for is keep the commandments and let me get my 10%.
Right.
Like, that's not hard. That's very reasonable. Understand that. You got to honor the Lord with thy substance and with the first fruit of all thine increase. Like, don't half-ass it. You got to be 110% up in here and more and 10 toes down. And that was it. Unless you wanted to say something like that. So, let's go back to where we were.
Verse 18. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto Yahweh, with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire, a sweet savior unto Yahweh. Verse 19. Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. Verse 21. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before Yahweh.
No, we just keep going.
No.
With the 2 lambs they shall be holy to Yahweh for the priest. Verse 21. And ye shall proclaim on the selfsame day that it may be in holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations.
It shall be a statute, you know what I mean, forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. Meaning we like to do this forever.
Right.
Like we can't be doing this for a little bit, Akim and Agwafi. This is here to stay. And the important part about all that, right, I can just go into it a little bit. Like, think about the effort that all of our people in the world is putting into Easter. And they don't even understand what Easter actually is. Easter is actually the celebration of a Babylonian god, I.S.U.P.K. And our God said in Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3 that thou shalt have no other gods before me. Meaning we ain't supposed to have no other gods before the Most High. But let me explain something to you. These gods are nothing. All of these gods, Allah, Caesar, Bouger, I.S.U.P.K, all them different African gods. You know what I mean? Captain Zarya just got done beating the hell out of that Kemet cat. You know what I mean? I forget his name. You know what I mean? His name ain't even worth being mentioned. Goes to show you that we give all of our time and effort into everything besides the Most High. That's why you got to come up in here and change your life. It can change your life, but you cannot continue to get caught up in the world. Like this world is coming to an end. Right. Christ is coming to destroy this world, and Christ's kingdom, his world is going to reign forever. I pray you all understand.
Right. And also, and it says that these things shall be a statute forever throughout all our dwellings and our generations. Our generations is our children,
That's right.
Their children, and the only way that it's going to be a statute is if we teach our kids these feast days. Just like how our parents taught us Easter and Christmas and how to do those things, we got to teach our kids how to keep the feast of unleavened bread. Like this whole chapter, Leviticus 23, is our calendar. To give us the days that we should follow. And the only way that our kids want to know how to do it is if we teach them to it. We got to teach these laws, these statutes to our generations forever. All right, sir.
Most on Christ. Let's keep going. Unless you want to call up Yana Hall.
Yeah, we can call it now.
Come on, let's go. Yana Hall. Admaju. Just a minute up here.
Yana Hall. Step up. Let's take the gloves off.
State your registry.
Yamahal, Banyamin, Banyashal.
Yana Hall, Banyamin, Banyashal.
Yahal Bashim, Yahal Shabbatam.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat. You can believe in that.
Yeah, we're going to speed through it, so you got it. You stopped at 21, or start at 22.
Gotcha. Leviticus 23rd chapter, verse 22. Waba kwa tazar kum, kwa tazayar, ra tazakum, la'a, dakala, pa'ath, shadak, ba kwa tazarak, wala kwat, kwa tazarayak, la'a, ala kwat, la anya, wala gar, ha'azah, thumb, Anya Yahweh Alahayakum, verse 23. Waya Dabar Yahweh Al Mashallah Amor, verse 24. The Bar Al Banya Yashala La Amor Ba Chadash Hashab Yahaya Ba'achad La Hadash Yahaya Lakam Shabaf Yawa Zakar Wap Tara wa'a ma Ma'kwara, Kodash, verse 25, Kav, Mala'akath, Bada, Al, Ma'aishawa, Waha, Kwar, Batham, Asha, La Yahweh, verse 26, Wayadabar, Yahweh, Al, Masha, La Amor, verse 27, Ashabor, La Chadash, I.S.U.P.K, Yahaya, Haza, Yawan, Haba, Gorium, Hawa'a, Kwara'a, Kodash, Yahaya, Lakam, Wa'an Yatham, Ath, Napa, Shafyakum, Waha, Kwar, Batham, Asha, La Yahweh, verse 28. Wakal, Mala'akaf, La'a, the Ashwa, Ba'ai Hayawan, Haza, Kaya, Yawam, Kagarium, Hawa'a, La Kasar, Alahayim, La Punya, Yahweh, Alahayakum. Okay. 22. English.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 22. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest, thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord thy God.
You want to know why this is so important? When the Lord said that when you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make the riddance of thy corners. You know, the fruit and stuff that falls down, you know what I mean, from the trees and stuff. That's important to understand too, right? Like, this is brotherhood, Malachi.
Right.
The Lord is telling us, don't reap up all the fruit. Don't reap up all the veggies, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's coming off your land. Save that for the poor, brother. Save that for the poor sister. You know what was heavy about that? I thought about the homeless the other day. All the homeless that is just in Philadelphia. Like, if you roll through, like, if you go down, like, Broad Street or get on that Market Frankfurt line, good night, Malachi. You know what I mean? The homeless, you know what I mean? You know, the homeless situation here in Philadelphia and across the states is a rough situation. And the hunger, you can forget about it.
Right.
We didn't have that in Israel, man. You want to know why? Because we had laws and statutes and commandments that prevented that.
Right.
Where if your brother and sister was hungry, we fed them. We took care of each other. That's the level of community that we got to get back to, that we are building here in the I.S.U.P.K. Because you're not going to be, you are a Black Latino or a First Nation or Seminole Indian, you will not be hungry here. You will not. You come up in here, you will be fed, man. And that's the Lord telling us, man. We don't make clean of the riddance of thy corner when you reap it. Right. I mean, you know what I mean? Thou shalt leave it unto the poor and to the stranger, man. Leave it for that brother and sister that's passing by, man, that may not have it, that's hungry. Like, don't be selfish. Go ahead. You got it.
Verse 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 24, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets.
The memorial of the blowing of the trumpets, man. The memorial of the blowing of the trumpets, which is important, man. Which is highly important to understand, man. Like when we was passing through, man, when we came through with Jericho, Malachi, you know what I mean? When them walls came down, you know what I mean? When them trumpets blew, you can forget about it, man. You can forget about it. And if I'm not mistaken, you know what I mean, Malachi, when Moses went up, you know what I mean, with the Most High, the trumpets blew then. Am I correct? That's what we got to remember, man. Like, we have a God whose name is Yahweh, who is very real and who is with us, man. But we have to do better. We have to come back to him and keep these commandments and keep these high holy days and keep these feast days, man. All right. Keep going.
Verse 26. Verse 25. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement.
A day of atonement. I got to speak on this, Malaki, because at camp this Saturday, I mean, we had a bunch of Muslims that was upset about us because we was out there letting our people know that you should not be a Muslim. In Philadelphia, we had the highest concentration, you know what I mean, of Black and Negro Muslims. And if you are a Muslim in 2023, and if you are a Negro or any of the 12 tribes of Israel, the tribe of Ephraim and Judah love being Muslims, Malaki. You are a fool. You are a fool, man. The Quran even tells you in 2nd Surah, chapter 2, and verse 122, even in that garbage, that toilet paper says, behold, O the children of Israel, you know what I mean, I have bestowed my favor upon you. They're telling you, man, the Quran is even telling you, Black, Latino, and First Nation, man, that you are better than them damn Arabs, man. Right. I see y'all out there struggling during Ramadan. Y'all struggling because y'all fasting for what, a half day? You looking real pathetic and stupid because you ain't eating what? How many hours? Like I had a couple brothers at my slavery. You know, this brother Mustafa, who was a lovely man, who was a good brother. He's a good brother. I was like, man, Mustafa, you all right, brother? I'm like, Abdul, you all right? Raheem, you all right? Good, man. Like, what's up, man? Shalom, you all right? Inshallah, you die. Inshallah, if it be the will of God. Right. I'm just a little hungry, brother. I'm like, damn, brother, I understand. Well, I'm going to go get some unleavened bread. You want something? Just say, I gotta ask. Because y'all been listening, and Christ even spoke about that. I believe it's Matthew the 6th chapter where he said, when you fast, I'm gonna paraphrase it, man. When Christ said, you know what I mean, when you fast, don't do like the publicans. Right. Don't put on a sad countenance or a sad face, like you want everybody on the earth to know you are fasting. Some of them go out there on the corners, out in the street to be seen and just act like they are just so faint and so weak because you ain't eat food in a couple hours. Well, guess what? Our God is telling us here in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter and the 27th verse, the Day of Atonement, you are going to fast for sun up to sundown, a full 24 hours, and we ain't going to let nobody know. We so hardcore on West when we fast, Malachi, don't nobody know but us. Right. And we put a little water on our face and we go on about our day. Go on about our day and don't even let it faze us. That's the difference between us and Islam and us and Christianity. That's the difference. Don't be like those hypocrites, man. It's pathetic when you see it out there, Malachi. Go ahead, y'all, unless you want to say something. Sound correct. Just keep going.
It shall be a day of atonement. It shall be in holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And ye shall do no work in that same day.
And you shall do no work in that same day. Meaning you ain't gonna do no work in that same day. You know what I mean? You're gonna afflict your soul for a full 24 hours from sun up to sundown. So like, sir, do you want to take it? Calm down. We just talk about like how silly Muslims look, sir, during Ramadan because they eat in a couple hours. Like right here in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, and the 27th verse, we afflict our souls, so we atone for what we did. Right. We atone, you know what I mean, for our mistakes by not eating from sun up to sun down. Right. And don't nobody know. We don't have no sad face. We don't look stupid and pitiful. You know what I mean? Like Abdul, Raheem, and Khalid. Right. We don't do that. We don't do that. We soldier through. Keep going. Go ahead, Malaki.
Of course, the Day of Atonement, just like any other fast, I mean, when you fast and you getting closer to the Most High. Mm-hmm. And for this past 7 days, we was fasting from the Lebanon. You understand? So we was all getting closer to the Most High. All the demons that you heard every time you felt like you was about to eat some bread or something, that was you getting closer to the Most High, because you was denying your flesh. And that's what it is to really walk this truth. and to get closer to God is to deny yourself. And of course, America wants you to just indulge in everything you can possibly get your hands on.
Mhm.
And you see during this feast how much we actually eat leaven and bread and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And the Lord made us put it down. And we all stuck it out. And we really went through this fast and we was hurting together as a family. We was all getting closer to the Most High.
Right.
If I make sense.
Listen, man, give Malaki a hand. We saying is correct. We saying is absolutely correct. And you fast, you getting closer to the Most High, because I know Satan was talking to you. I know that Satan was talking to me. Trust me. And he's going to test you. That's the importance of what Malaki is saying. To sum it up, Akim and Akwafi, it comes down to discipline.
Right.
That is something that is not heard of in the world, man. Like, it's lost in translation. Like, in here, you learn how to be disciplined. You learn how to be, you know what I mean, determined, to understand that we're going to do what our God said to do. I mean, to fast for a full 24 hours, to afflict ourselves, man, and not let nobody know, that's a rough one. Not to be seen and heard by everybody in the world, to get what? Pity? Like, I'm supposed to pity you because you ain't fast for what, 6-8 hours? Good night. I mean, holler at me when you do a full 24 and still go to work, still have to deal with everything, and still go to your slavery and deal with everything you got to deal with, and deal with those kids. And let me also say this too, when it comes to the Day of Atonement, man. Only healthy Black, Latino, and First Nation men and women are allowed to fast on the Day of Atonement. Like, I do not want to hear about you starving your kids on the Day of Atonement. I don't want you, I do not want to hear about you. You know what I mean? Like, if you have health, you know what I mean, problems, and you have to eat something with your medicine or drink something, you better do it. You better do it. Like, you're not gonna kill yourself in here, man. That was it. Keep going.
God. Slakia. For it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you to be for the Lord your God. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people.
Oh, you want to call you up, sir? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I am the boss. Is that them? Yeah. All right. Maji. You can stay up too, Lock. Yeah, man. You go back there.
Concept. So like you was coming up to believe your diet?
Yeah,
Okay, concept.
Okay. Sit down. Not yet. All right.
Ra, Banyawada, Banyashala.
Marah, Banyahawada, Banyashala.
Alba Shemel Shabrak Thumb.
Yahweh Bashim Yah Shabrak Thug.
Okay, cut. Shalom Akim, Shalom Akwafi. All right, sign Christ. Closing of the feast, man. And what Yedaya was saying about them Arabs, it's so funny because, well, wannabe Arabs, our brothers and sisters.
Right.
Wannabe Arabs. What's so funny is, you know, I just gotta say this. Sometimes the Islamic sisters that are Israelites, they look kind of feminine in them dresses.
Right.
But after the Passover, I kept saying, every time the Passover come around, I'd be like, yeah, that's some Arab garbage they wearing. So the sisters, get the sisters in too at the Passover. They had on real dresses, man. You know what the Arabs look like? Like they chained to a rock. How they say chained to the stove, they chained to the goddamn rock. This little plain little garment on. And it's a shame because the Arab brothers, our brothers that follow those Arabs, they trying as hard as they can to be like Muhammad. who was a pedophile and a child molester and was a heathen. And I don't know if y'all ever heard this. You ever heard of a Muslim Hebrew? Oh man, God, you got a couple battles to go, Malaki. They come. There's some things brothers out there called Muslim Hebrews, man. They find out they're Israelites, but they scared, in my opinion. They scared to leave that Islam because of the numbers of Islam. Socket Cat, you want to take it? So they call it so. Oh, Socket. Oh yeah, we call it Shabar. Oh yeah, let's do it.
You ready to call him out?
Oh yeah. Oh, so Shabar, you can come to the front.
Okay.
I got welcome to it, Malaki.
You registered?
Shabar Zaki, Banya Howard, Banya Shalom.
Shabar Zaki, Banya Shalom.
How about Shimmy Al Shabrakata?
How about Shimei Shabrak?
But what I was saying is, man, they trying so hard to be like the Arabs. We get your shop. We can be seated. They trying so hard to be like the Arabs, man, and it's ridiculous because they have a culture that is better than that Islam.
Right.
That damn 12-hour fast, they ain't nothing to us, man. It's like I was bringing up. Listen, half the homeless people don't eat for 12 hours. I don't even think that's, it's not even a big deal. But from what they make it seem like, it's something heavy, man. Right. And they don't know that they have a culture that is 10 times better than that Arab garbage that, that our brothers is trying to be in. Lock it, where we at?
I'm gonna take it from Leviticus 23 and 29.
You still in Hebrew or in the English?
We still in Hebrew. Leviticus 23, verse 29. Kaya kal hana pasha ashar la'a ta'anya ta'ana. But so you want to take it, sir?
Oh yeah, I read some Hebrew. I mean, you might as well finish. You already started.
Kind of a concept. It's like ha'ana ba'atazam ha'yawam hazah wana kar tha ma'anya, verse 30. Wakal hana pash ashar da ashawa la'a mala'aka ba'aitazam ha'yawam hazah waha abad taya af hanapash hahawa'a wakwa rab wa ma, verse 31. Kal mala'aka la'a ta'ashawa ka wak I la da rafyakam bakal masha bafyakam, verse 32. Shaba wawan hawa'a lakam wa anyatam av na pash tayam lakam Batha Sha'a La Kadash Arab Irab Dasha Bawak Shabbat Takum, verse 33. Waya Dabar Yahweh Al Masha La Amor, verse 34. Dabar Al Banya Yasha'ala La Amor Baha Masha Aishar Yawam La Khadash Hashab Ya Ayah Haza Haga Hasa Kawaf Shaba'af Yam La Yahweh, verse 35. Ba Yawam Hara Ashawan Ma Kwara Kwadash Kal Mala Akaf Bada La'a Ta Aishua. That's in the 5.
So, Christ, you can take it in the English.
Yeah.
Come. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse
Like,
29.
give me like a hand though.
Come. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. Verse 30. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. 31. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. 32. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls.
And like I was saying, like when we fast, it's saying that the person that doesn't fast with us, they shall be cut off from among his people. Showing you that we all should be fasting together. You understand? We all got to go through the same pain together, just like how we walk inside the truth. We all go through the same affliction, the same persecution. So when it comes down to fasting for these feast days, we all should do it together. And that should give you comfort while you're fasting, while you're going through it, while you're struggling, realizing that you're not the only one that's doing it. You know, the best way to struggle is together. If you're going to do it alone, then you're not in the right place. If I make so.
And if I could, man, just like you said, when you come into the truth, as brothers and sisters, we all struggling together, we suffering together to make our, for our nation to have something in the future.
Right.
Whereas though, on the other hand, if you did it the Muslim way, what are you actually fasting for?
Right.
It's like you don't even have a point to do it. It don't even tell you why Muhammad fasted. I mean, what you gonna get? 100 virgins, boys and girls. You know that's in the Quran, right?
Right.
You know those 70 virgins they waiting for. They ain't just girls. It's boys and girls.
Right.
Which is ridiculous. That's in there. That is in the hadith. That is in there. They waiting for little boys and little girls, virgins. And I ain't talking about a grown woman of marriageable age. I'm talking about kids, man. Like, right. So what are you getting? Like, what are you getting out of doing it any other way? At least that in our culture, we get the blessings for it. You come out of the. I don't know about anybody, but I know when a lot of brothers and sisters come into the truth, your family come at you, everybody look at you like you're crazy. You know what I mean? Like you in a cult. But you got brothers and sisters in here that been through the same thing that stand with you and make it easier. So you could be at home, refrigerator full of yeast and all types of craziness, pork, ham, sandwich for Thanksgiving sitting right there. And you just sitting there like the white man is the devil. Right. Because you know that you got brothers and sisters struggling with you. And like I said, at least we as a nation, at least we doing something for our nation to have rest.
Right.
I mean, and the Lord give you a day of rest. Muslims, they still go to work while they fast. It's nothing that say that they gotta chill, because you know they would do it. They would be out there telling that 10 days before, I'm not coming into work. I'm Muslim. I don't do this. It ain't nothing in there that say they gotta chill. The Lord had mercy on us.
Right.
So he at least let you fast in your house. You chilling. But of course, since we're in slavery, we don't have that comfort. But in our kingdom, we will. You get to spend a day with the family, or like you get to go to the pool.
Right.
You get to fast in the water. You get to fast on the beach. Like in our kingdom, you get to fast chilling and playing with the dog, whatever you want to do. But in America, they hold us and make us work. But in other cultures, it ain't nothing that give you that mercy from God. You fasting for the Lord, and you fasting for Allah, and you just fasting.
Right.
It ain't even a real fast. It's something that a damn kid could just lock it. Okay, let's keep going.
In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
if I could too, that from even unto even, that's one day. Brother brought out at camp, they just celebrated Easter, right? They say that Easter is the day that Jesus rose from the dead. Well, how the hell is that? If we say 3 days and 3 nights in the Bible, They say Good Friday to Sunday morning is 3 days and 3 nights. How the hell is that? When from even unto even is one whole day. So Friday evening to Saturday evening is 1 day. Saturday evening to Sunday evening is one day. Am I saying that right or am I saying it wrong? Yeah. And then Sunday evening from Monday evening would be the 3rd day. Because that's 3 days and 3 nights. Which lets you know, again, even right here in the Bible, that the things that we're doing in the world is not according to what the Lord said. Even in the Christian church, it ain't according to what the Lord said. You got it.
Verse 34. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord. 35. On the 1st day shall be a holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein.
7. Oh, I won't sound crazy.
100. Like you died. Just step up.
We call you dying in the middle of a good meal. after eating unleavened bread for 7 days. They can come back up here. Most High Christ. And listen, remember when Moses read, called him a bloody man for the circumcision, man. Our laws and our culture, they make people turn on you, man. They make people say you're evil. You in the cult, you die.
They did that. They did that. They did that. They turned on Moses. Yediah, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'ala.
Yediah,
Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'ala.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat Thumb.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat
Thumb.
Sisters get more persecution than us. I know the persecution we get as brothers. You know what I mean? You stupid. You in the cult. You dumb. They gonna brainwash you. Some others. You know, I can't remember half, but that's about the most I can remember. But I wonder what the sisters go. Do they hear like do they come at y'all the same thing? Like you dumb. You gonna chain you to a rock and all that? I can imagine. They gonna say. Yeah, I mean, but sisters still the same, and they still fast. You gotta.
I was gonna say something. You know what's heavy too? Like a heavy thing the sisters go through. I already know your homegirl, your mom, and your auntie. They like. So you mean to tell me you gonna be with that one man for the rest of your life, while he can have other women? You are in a cult. Yeah. Meanwhile, mama and grandma and auntie and your homegirl are sharing men right now.
Probably the same one. Daughter and the mom. God damn, the one man.
Right. Good night.
Good. Oh,
good night.
Did you want to take us up in Hebrew?
Oh yeah. We stopped at 35.
Yep.
Matter of fact, you can read Hebrew. Right?
That's one of your fans.
All right, I'm gonna read some Hebrew, man. I want to read the Hebrew anyway. You know what I mean? I take this for your diet. You see, I don't let them speak at camp. So, so that's how I joke. It's like a cat be dying. Said whenever I'm out there, he don't speak.
He said, "Let the young man speak, you dying." And then proceeds to let him so did he about that.
Oh, cool. All right, Slack, we'll be at 35.
Started at 36.
36. All right, Shabbatha, Yamayom, the Kwa, Salaki, Tha, Quarayabwa, Ashad, La Yahawah, Bayawam, Chasham, Salaki, Chashad Mayanya, Makwara'a, Kudash, Yahaya, Lakom, Wa Kurabtham, Ashad, La Yahawah. Aitazortha, Hawa'a, Kal, Malakav, it's like Ibara, La'a, Aishawa. verse 37. Allah, Mawa'idya, Yahweh, Ashar, Aquara'awa, Athum, Mara'aya, Quadash, La Ha Quaraya, Asha, La Yahweh, Ailah, Wamanaka, Zabak, Wanasakim, the bar, Yawam, Ba, Ya, Wamwa, Ba Ya Wamwa. That was saying in his day, by your Wamwa. This is hard to pronounce. This is verse 38. Malabad, Masha Batha, Yahweh.
Go ahead, with y'all all phones on mute, please.
Go ahead. Sign of Christ. Wa Malabad, Ma Thanawathiakum, Wa Malabad, Kal, Na, Nadariakum, Wa Malabad, Kal, Nabath, Na, Dabathiakum, Ashar, Tathanawa, La Yahweh. Verse 39. I was supposed to stop at
42. You started at 35, right?
yeah, 42. Bacha, Bachamasha, Aishar, Yawum, Lakadash, Hashabya, Ayah, Asap, it's like a Asap come, Tabawa Harataza, it's like a Thachanawa, it's like a the Kunwa, Chag Yahweh, Shaba'ai, Yamayam, Bayawom, Harashwan, Shabbathwan, Wabayawom, Hashamanya, it's like a Hashamayanya, Shabbathwan, verse 40. Wallah, let me just take this out. Wa Laquathum, Lakum, Bayawom, Harashwan, Parya, Aitiza, Hadar, Kapath, the Mariam, Wa Ainak, Aitiza, Aibab, Wa Irab, Nakal, Wa Shamatham, Lapunya, Yahweh, Alahayim, Shabaitha, Yamayam, verse 41, Wakagtham, Athwa, Chag Yahweh, so like a Chag La Yahweh, Shaba'ai, Yamayam, Bashana, so like it, Cha Quath, Iwalum, La Debar, La Debarth, La Derathiacum, Ba Chadash, Ha Shabaya Ayah, the Kunwa, the Kagwa, Athwa, in this verse 42. All right. Good night. Ba Sakat, the Shaba'if, Yamayam, Kal, Ha, Azara, Baya Sha'ala, Yeshabwa, dang, what is it? Ba Sakat. Good Lord. Should have them glasses up here. Wow, that was
23 and 35 and 42, right? Leviticus chapter.
Take it all the way down.
Oh, I took it all the way down to the end. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 35. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. Verse 36, 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you. And you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and you shall do no servile work therein. These are the feasts of the Lord which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. To offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and a drink offering, everything upon his day, besides the Sabbath of the Lord, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye shall give unto the Lord. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the 1st day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. Verse 40, and ye shall take you on the 1st day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. And ye shall...
So like, y'all know what feast this is?
Come.
I was asking.
Oh, sorry.
Go, man, read. Y'all know what feast this is? Which one is it? No, the feast that we read right now.
Oh, this is the feast of the first fruits.
Yeah, and right. It said on the 1st day and the 8th day is going to be a holy convocation, meaning the service. So the feast of first fruits, meaning we gather, we had farms and everything in our land, right? So we would gather all the first crops, meaning the first crops that were done, everything that we could, what they call it when you gather your stuff, harvest. Gather your harvest, yeah. Everything that we could gather, everything that you could harvest, everything that was ready and ripe. We would take it, bring it to the priest, and you have a service the 1st day and a service the last day. You know what I mean? If I could, you can go back to, let me see, where did it say it at? Go back to 39.
Come. Verse 39. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. On the 1st day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And verse 40, and you shall take you on the 1st day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, the boughs of thick trees, and the willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. And ye shall keep it unto you, ye shall keep it a feast unto the Lord 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Verse 42. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
So now the reason why I asked y'all this, right? Because the way it sort of went into it, it didn't really say what the feast was until later. And in the scriptures, it's sort of the same way where they might say the Feast of Weeks. Mm-hmm. You might hear that a few times, the Feast of Weeks. I think they say something like the Feast of the Harvest or the Harvest. So they talking all about the Feast of Tabernacles when we dwell in booths.
Right.
So it sort of had different names, sort of not different names, but the way people described it was sort of different. Like, it's the Feast of Weeks because you had to wait, until your crops were ready for the harvest. Also call it the Feast of Booths and the harvest. I forget it. If you could look that up for me, Malaki, it's like 2 precepts in the New Testament, because Christ celebrated, of course he's an Israelite, so he celebrated all our high holy days. And it's crazy because in America today, they don't mention none of this. That's the reason why I asked. I remember Officer Gabariala out in Jersey. I remember I was sitting in his class, right? He said, I'm going to ask y'all the same question. Anybody know how long Obama was in office? Anybody know how long Obama ruled? Go ahead.
8 years.
8 years? All right. Anybody know how long King Solomon ruled? I remember that feeling like, damn, he got me. King Solomon ruled 40 years. That's crazy. because we are so oppressed in America and they forcing everything. The only reason we even cared how long Obama ruled is because we thought he was black. And we keep track of how long white people rule. So I guess that's it. We don't want them in there for more than 2 terms. Donald Trump so smooth, he separated one, instead of doing them straight, he separated one, then came back with the other one. You know what I mean? But we keep track of those things because we care about who rules. And in America, it just so happen that people that rule over us is not who we want in office. But it's crazy to say, to tie it back to this, is because this is the reason why I said that, is because if we wouldn't have went over, if it wouldn't have said the Feast of Booths, you wouldn't really know what feast is talking about. That's why I asked. I said, anybody know what feast that we in right now? What feast we talking about right now, because of how it's described. But everybody in the kingdom, and if we were in our own land, would know what it was if we was to say, oh, the Feast of Booths, or the Feast of Weeks, or the Feast of Harvest. Y'all got any precepts on them? Trying to get something in the New Testament. I ain't got my phone.
I think Christ, the precept you might be talking about when Christ got done with Hanukkah. But that's not a whole, not a whole.
No, it's the one with the it's too wild. We can keep reading because we almost at the end. I can't grab it anyways. My phone over there.
Come. Verse 43, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. And Moses declared unto the children of Israel the feast of the Lord.
The feast of the Most High. So we just went through all of them, from the Day of Atonement, Passover, Feast of Tabernacles, Feast of First Fruits, Feast of Unleavened Bread. Matter of fact, it's the same thing with the unleavened bread, how they separated. They say the Passover, which is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right, there might be some in there as well. The Passover, which is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we got to cook it.
Just to let everybody know what like a booth is, man. Like that is when we went out there, like, and I can also say, let's give the UK a hand, man. We going out to the UK, that means the Feast of Tabernacles. We was out there in the wilderness. When the Feast of Tabernacles, we going out there to dwell in the booths, you know what I mean? The booth is like on the cabin, sir. You know what I mean? Tent, you know what I mean? Being out there in the woods. And we had to do that to remember, because there was a time, man, when we came out of Egypt, we had to do that. We was out there in the wilderness. We was going through it. And it's heavy with all the Samara was bringing up about like how, you know what I mean, brothers lead the truth, and they turned on Moses. They turned on Moses, man. You know what I mean? You have brothers, you know what I mean? Even Aaron and Miriam was challenging, you know what I mean, Moses' authority, man, because they was out there. And that's why even Moses himself, you have to be real careful what you say and what you do, Akim and Akwafi, because Moses himself didn't even make it to see the kingdom. Right. Like after his generation, it was, you know what I mean, Caleb, you know what I mean, and Joshua. So when we was out there dwelling in them tents, we was out there, Y'all going out to the UK? I know Captain Todd Wars. Hey, listen, y'all going out to the UK, you know what I mean, for the Feast of Tabernacles? Y'all brothers going to get passports to go over there and sleep with whores. You can't go get a passport and go, you know what I mean, and dwell with your brothers out there in the UK with Captain Parashia. You know what I mean, the mighty Shamgar. Right. The rest of them powerful UK brothers, man, Tazapan and the officer were all born, man. Like, this is what our God is telling us to do, man. That we have to remember that when we had to go out there in the wilderness, away from civilization, a lot of y'all, not saying people in this room, you go 5 minutes without your phone or that TikTok or that Instagram, it's all over. You can forget about it. Your body, you just stop functioning. Or you just give your mind a break, you know what I mean, from all of that. And that's the point. Like, to humble us and let us realize, man, like, this is what we had to do. Just like with the Feast of Unleavened Bread, man, you don't really know how much leavening you take in until you can't do it. Right. Even with the Feast of First Fruits, when you're forced to give up, you know what I mean, your increase, talking about your money as well. And then having to go out there in the wilderness and live in a tent, you know what I mean, for 8 days. Ooh-wee. That's a small thing for our God, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman. And we can do it, and we have to.
Right. I got a couple precepts. Okay. Boom. So give me this right here. Malaki, can you give me you had one in Exodus, right? I think that's the same one. Malaki, Cat, you want to say this?
So we're just bring it out. It's super heavy, man. Like all these these high holy days that get forgotten in America. The reason why the Lord said these, he got it, like, for example, the Feast of Tabernacles. You understand? It's a 7-day party. You go out in tents, you pray to the Most High, enjoy the brotherhood and sisterhood. All these high holy days, the Lord set up so we'll never forget what our ancestors went through. You understand? Because he understands this. The Lord knows that through many slaveries and many afflictions, so much pain and time goes by, and we'll tend to forget where we came from. Understand? We'll forget what our ancestors went through and what they had to suffer. Understand? So like everything that we do, man. See, like he got the fringes coming off his garment. The brothers with the border of blue on. You understand? All that is to remember. You understand the Lord and make sure we'll never forget. Why? Because he knows the type of people we are. We are a hard-headed, stiff-necked people. You understand? We'll come to America and then do what? We'll start celebrating American holidays just to remain here so long. So the Lord set this up so we'll never forget everything we do, the way we talk, the way we act, the way we teach. Everything we do is to remember where we came from. You understand? Because we are people that tend to forget over time. We'll sit up in slavery and start adapting to that people's slavery. We'll sit up in a captivity and just live like that, live like the people who held us captive. But the Lord set up these holidays, man, so we'll never forget. You understand? Lord willing, commanded you how to talk about this so long ago, man, that one day, you understand, we were working these slaveries, these 9-to-5 slaveries, we'll get them 7 days off and we'll go out to the wilderness with liquor and brothers and sisters and good food, you understand, good wine, and we'll go out there and praise our power, man. We'll go out there and pray to the Most High for 7 days straight. But right now, of course, it's hell. We gotta go to work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We getting off work, whatever the case may be. And we can't do it. We can't do it the way the Lord wants us to do it. But one day it will come. Right. Understand? This is what your guys bring out. It's heavy. Like everything we do is to remember where we came from. So it's like, go ahead.
What's our friend, Ken?
I want to we're going to do with this one right here. You got it. Go ahead, Malaki, you got it.
Go to one, Exodus.
Yeah, Exodus 34 and 22. Can you do that for me?
Exodus 34 and 22.
Exodus 34 and 22.
Exodus chapter.
No, you got it.
Exodus chapter 34 and verse 22. And thou shalt observe the feast of the weeks, of the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the feast of ingatherings at the year's end.
Yep. So what that said was the feast of read against lockdown.
And thou shalt observe the feast of weeks and the first fruits of wheat harvest.
So it said the feast of weeks and the feast of first fruits.
Right.
All right. Yediah, he's gonna get Luke 21, 22 and 1. And I'm gonna read this one right here. This is Exodus 23 and 16. I don't know if he's about to pull this one, Malaki. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of the labor. All right. Which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering. Okay, it's many different names for the Feast of Tabernacles. All right, and it's the same thing with the Passover. Just to give y'all a precept and an example, you got it.
Luke chapter 22 and verse 1. Now the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover.
So it's the same thing. Right. Passover is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It's the same thing, that sort of different names for it, but everybody knew what it was. It was the same thing. All right. With that being said, we got a quick, right? Yeah. Imagine. Yep, it's like it's us up here. Oh, you got it.
I'm sure. Which one is it?
I think
they use that one.
you got any cups? I think we pretty much use those. Slocky, you got the brother a cup? Water. Sorry, Christ. Get yourself an hand too. Dealing with that bread. I don't know where I got my bread from. I think I got it from the Feast of First Fruits at school. I know I kept it. Every time I taste it, I say, yeah, the white man.
I did too, sir.
Damn, so like I can eat way more than that. So he says, it's too wild. All right. Y'all watch the show right now. Y'all watch the show. Oh, we should watch each other first.
Y'all watch the show right now.
All right.
Layasha'Allah, which means to Israel.
Men of Israel, prepare to salute the Torah. Y'all watching our shop right here.
Y'all watching y'all shop rock, yeah. 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 How about Shimon al Barak? Yeah.
Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabrak, Yah. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabrak, Yah. How about Shimon Yahweh Shabrak, Yah?
Y'all watching y'all shop right now.
All right. Imagine, which means to stand.
Sisters as well. Sure.
Upon the Aquadum, turn to face east.
Sorry, upon the
Sorry, Aquadum, turn to face east. The lowest prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Bashemayim.
Bashemayim.
Wadash.
Wadash.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakutka.
Malakutka.
Abaa.
Abaa.
Atazaka.
Atazaka.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Arataza.
Arataza.
Kowah.
Kowah.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Bashemayim.
Bashemayim.
Netolana.
Netolana.
Lacham.
Lacham.
Ka.
Ka.
Yewam.
Yewam.
Asalakna.
Asalakna.
Kabawafna.
Kabawafna.
Kasalakna.
Kasalakna.
Kabawafyana.
Kabawafyana.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Abiyayana.
Abiyayana.
Wanasaya one.
Wanasaya one.
Abo.
Abo.
Abishayna.
Abishayna.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Ra.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Malakwa.
Malakwa. Wala'a.
Ratapara.
Abulumya.
Aman.
Amen.
Our Father,
Which
art in heaven,
hallowed
be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth. As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
We forgive our debtors.
We forgive our debtors.
Lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be.
So be it.
The prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Abakushah.
Abakushah.
Thundernow.
Thundernow.
Aka.
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 La'pa.
La'pa.
Ka'makala.
Ka'makala.
Ka'madawa.
Ka'madawa.
Aka.
Aka.
Atahor.
Atahor.
Amatazarai.
Amatazarai.
Aka.
Aka.
Lahakmi.
Lahakmi.
Almati.
the Barashah, I.S.U.P.K, Wadaman.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
Power to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Pray to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
I.S.U.P.K,
I.S.U.P.K,
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa.
Wayashala.
Wayashala.
Wahabaya.
Wahabaya.
Sapari. I.S.U.P.K,
I.S.U.P.K,
Wadaman.
Wadaman.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Pray for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Alahaya.
Wa Alahaya.
Tazabaya.
Tazabaya.
Alawak Yahan.
Alawak.
Asarani.
Asarani.
Akwad
Zayani.
Akhayayali.
Akhayayali.
Wahagwafi. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
I.S.U.P.K,
I.S.U.P.K,
Wadaman.
Wadaman.
Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohanan.
Commanding General Yohanan.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
Officers.
The troopers.
Troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Ashah.
Ashah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ahahari.
Ahahari.
Bahayan.
Bahayan.
Yaba'a.
Yaba'a.
Izaria.
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 Ba'ain. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemaiah.
Shemaiah.
Ba'aratazah.
Ba'aratazah.
Ayathan.
Ayathan.
Amawak.
Amawak.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Ayanawam.
Ayanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Anala'a.
Anala'a.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yayashun.
Yayashun.
Shawamor.
Shawamor.
Yashala.
Yashala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Auya.
Auya.
Yemyanka.
Yemyanka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashemash.
Hashemash.
A'a.
A'a.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Walayala.
Walayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Kalrad.
Kalrad.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Apnapashka.
Apnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Tazaka.
Tazaka.
Babuaka.
Babuaka.
Maita.
Maita.
Wa'ayrabulam.
Ayahulam.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth
he
Israel.
that keepeth Israel
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
Nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
And thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth
And even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Dalayamaka.
Al-Dakarash.
Al-Dakarash.
Al-Dashakwa.
Al-Dashakwat.
Al. Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Al-Yabdika.
Al-Yabdika.
Yahamud.
Yahamud.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Aimaka.
Al-Aimaka.
Yaira Yumwa.
Yaira Yumwa.
Sawadah.
Sawadah.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Yaitazawah.
Aitazawah.
Al-Tazakawanyaka.
Al-Tazakawanyaka.
Amarawa.
Amarawa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakira.
Wanakakira.
Gauya.
Gauya.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Shem Yasha'al.
Shem Yasha'al.
Iwuda.
Iwuda.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Now Aitazawah.
Now Aitazawah.
Abba.
Abba.
Yachadwa.
Nakadwa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakaratwa.
Yakaratwa.
Ahalia.
Ahalia.
Arawam.
Arawam.
Bayashima.
Bayashima.
Ahalia.
Ahalia.
Mawaba.
Mawaba.
Wahagori.
Wahagori.
Ball.
The ball.
I am one.
I am a one.
I am a lot.
I am a lot.
Halashah.
Halashah.
I'm Yeshabi.
I'm Yeshabia.
Tazawar.
Gamashawar. Nalawa. Aimam.
Iowa.
Zarwa.
Banyalawa.
Salah.
Aishalaham.
Kamadia.
Asaya.
Sarah.
Kayabian.
Manakal.
Bayashwan.
Nashamadwa. Mahayan. Dara. Iowa. Daman. Tungwa. Nadayama. Kaira. Akazabak. Wakadazalmanai. Kal Nasir Kunwa. Ashur. Amarwa. Nairishad. Ganawa. Nagwa. Alahaya. Shayatungwa. Kagawgala. Kakwash. Lapayaraka. Ira. Wakalabat. Ariam. Khan. Dardatma. Lasa Babasa. Lapaka. Abahalom. Mala'a. Panyam. Rapakwashwa. Shamka. Yahawah. Baswa. Wayabahalwa. Aidi. Wayakaparwa. Wayabadwa. Wayata. Shemka. Yahawah. Labadka. Ayawan. Al-Kaharatazah.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
Thine
enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
Have
lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
And
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They
have said, Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off. From being a nation. That the name of Israel. May be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Israelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. The Baal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also have joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them. As to the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kishon. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb. And like Zeir. Yea. All their princes as Zabah. And as Almunah, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm, fill their faces with shame, and they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know, that thou, whose name alone, is Yahweh, art the Most High, over all the earth.
Sorry. Your shopping was meant to be seated. You go.
Come, no sweat.
And of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. And of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh, Yajim Shah, sorry to the sisters, Imajim. Going to give the sisters one courtesy salute. And of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shabbat, Hashem Yahushua. Yajim Matab, which means hands down, class is missed.